For the past 5 decades, the music and comedy team of Williams and Ree entertained audiences all over the country.
They performed with some of the biggest names in country music and even had their own TV show. Sadly, Terry Ree passed away in late December. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, Tom Hansen looks back at their 56-year partnership and the impact they had on fans in KELOLAND.
Let me quickly welcome these people in Indian, then.
In Indian?
You don't mind, do you,
No,
Snowflake?
that sounds educational and Chippewific.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Peace! Peace! Peace!
That's it? 2 fingers and 1 word?
Well, it's better than 1 finger and 2 words.
Oh.
Bruce Williams and Terry Ree met at freshman orientation at Black Hill State in 1968. Williams tells us the first time he saw Ree play, he was in awe.
I didn't know a soul, but this big Sioux Indian fella got up on stage with his guitar and started singing. And since I was a guitar player as well, I thought, man, this guy I just idolized him. You know, he was just such a presence, just him and his guitar on stage.
Together, they became one of South Dakota's most successful performing acts, mixing music and humor, and they were good at it.
The Indians, they have a game, and yes, they call it bingo. B-I-N-G-O, 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 but not no more in Flandro.
Williams and Ree were inducted into the South Dakota Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2018, the same year as Mogan's Heroes.
I always tease Bruce because I said, we finally got you inducted, and it's the worst crowd we've ever had. Well, it's because there were like 15 inches of snow and 50-mile-an-hour winds, so people here in Sioux Falls couldn't even get to the show. But they stole the show. They were so good.
Williams and Ree would open for many of the top acts in country music, such as Garth Brooks, the Oak Ridge Boys, and Tim McGraw. Their ethnic backgrounds became a cornerstone of their act.
That's I'm Indian,
Right.
You're white,
Caucasian.
Caucasian, honky, same darn thing, you know who you are. Remember that as we progress here tonight. Here in this beautiful country which you white people stole from my people.
Back then they called it a gimmick, you know, what's your gimmick? And somehow we pulled that rabbit out of our hats. You stole my land, you know. It became, I'm an Indian, this is my land, and you're an interloper and you have no right here, so what are you doing here? So that became our back and forth, and it worked for a long time. It was a gimmick that made us quite a good living.
Williams told us he will always be grateful to KELOLAND News, which played a role early in their careers.
Doug Lund from KELOLAND gave us a shot on his show 30 back in, I think, 1977. He gave us a big boost, and from that we got untold bookings, and that elevated us to the next level right there.
They often made themselves available to KELOLAND News. One year, they let us follow them around at the State Fair in Huron as they tried out fair food.
Give me 10.
Yeah.
10 Wonder Bars.
He needs a couple of those Wonder Bars.
Give me 10 Wonder Bars.
And check those nuts, too. We got a show to do. The judge are waiting for us. I'm sure Naomi and Winona are on the bus going, where are they? Where are they? They should be here any moment, so we got to get back.
These Wonder Bars are the greatest Wonder Bars in the world.
As funny as he was, fans came to realize that Terry Ree had a great voice.
And she believes in me. I'll never notice what she sees in me.
That was his dream, you know, to be a front man and be an entertainer and stuff. And we really, our harmonies and stuff was really quite unique, and it was good and tight, and boy, it was fun. It was fun to play and fun to sing, and yeah.
John Mogan says he saw the friendship between Williams and Ree as something to be admired, even after they stopped performing together.
And Bruce told me he talked to Terry every day on the phone, even when Terry's health was bad and he couldn't grip with his diabetes. He couldn't play his guitar anymore, but they were just best friends.
Williams says there will always be a place in his heart for the fans in South Dakota and the support they gave Williams and Ree. Two teenagers who played together for the first time in a dorm room and made a successful career out of doing what they love, playing music and making people laugh.
We are Williams and Ree, live and direct from Spearfish, South Dakota.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Tom Hansen.
He said, you're going to play the game, boy, you got to learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away.
Williams lives in Nashville now, and at age 74 is still busy performing and touring with a band called Fran Morin and the Nervous Wrecks.